We are live.
Okay, so welcome to the first vlog from Quality Chess. We'll see if this works. Thank you for setting it up, Nikos.
No problem. No problem.
I'm Jakob Rook, and you better pronounce your own name.
I'm Nikos Dirlis. I am at my house in Thessaloniki, and you are at Glasgow.
I am in my house in Glasgow, and before we go to look at chess, I want to show you something, Nikos.
Sure.
It is finished.
Yes. Ah.
So, not bang it into anything. So here's a guitar I built myself. I didn't paint it myself. So on the front it has Scottish flag. On the back, Danish flag. And on the side it has this band of red and blue intertwining each other, which is symbolizing my identity. And hopefully, also my kids are half Danish, half Scottish, so it was also symbolized their identity at some point. Anyway, people asked about it, Quality Chess guitars, here we are. Entirely bonkers.
Seems really nice.
It plays really well. I built it on a course that takes 5 days, cost just over £1,000. The paint job was extra. And if you go to Bailey Guitars, you'll find it very quickly. Maybe a good holiday option for someone. Okay, should we look at some chess?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, so we chose a few things here today just to entertain a little bit, and of course we're mainly looking at what is relevant with our books. And the first thing has nothing to do with our books at all, but it was something I saw on Facebook, and I just put it up as a joke. And I just said, it's a joke, and nothing else, more or less. I don't remember exactly what I said. And apparently someone saw it in the bus and laughed out loud and had to explain to his friends that they couldn't explain to them why he was laughing. I always say that chess has a built-in maximum level of fun, but apparently not for everyone. So the point is, of course, that our patterns say, oh, Rook h8. Maybe you want to make it on the board. I can't access the board here. So Rook h8.
So the idea is that if Rook takes, you have a
yeah, I think if you watch this vlog, then you will understand what the idea is. Of course, the reason why it's bad is Rook h2 and it's black that wins. But I just think that's quite a funny joke, you know.
Yeah.
As someone pointed out, also Rook e8, Rook f8, and Rook g8 loses, so it's not a perfect position, but it's funny all the same. So let's see, do you want to start with your position or mine? You can kill this board and let's see which one pops up first. So there. Yeah, that doesn't tell us much because we both chose that tells us something. It's your position, your game.
Yes.
So you can tell me what you have to say and I'll just listen.
Yeah, actually you asked me to show something that is relevant to our viewers and readers. So I chose a game from the recent match played between Jorden van Foreest and Ivan Sokolov. This was a really nice game by white. Sokolov played d6, which is the Philidor, and we quickly arrived at a position that I knew that white is better because I read Negi, you know. And here the main move is c6, of course. And the position.
No, not here, because there's problems with knight g5.
Yeah, of course.
Bishop e7.
So first.
The opening expert loses in 6
Yeah, exactly. So first bishop e7, castles, and then bishop e7, castles, c6, and so on and so forth. But here Sokolov played e takes d4. And what I knew is that queen takes d4 is very strong. And knight b6 should be met by anything with any developing move like let's say bishop f4. This is actually what Neki gives in this book. The idea of white is to castle long and keep developing. And bishop f4 is played is a useful development move because white can play e5 next, or in some positions.
I would just say, I'm a generalist in general, and if black wastes two tempo, one, he gets the queen into the middle, and secondly, he plays, repeat second time in the opening. If you are to refute this in any way, it has to be with developing quickly. Of course, there's no alternatives in chess, luckily, but that's what general principles tells us. We should look in that direction first.
Yes, I think bishop f4 is not a move that everybody would make, without knowing it is the best move in the position. Maybe many of us would retreat the bishop because the bishop looks really nice on c4. But it seems that the young Dutch player was reading Nagy, and Nagy made it clear that bishop f4 is the best move. And after bishop e7 castles, black took. And the idea is that if black doesn't take, the rook will come to e1, and we will play the bishop to f1. This is what Nagy gives, and then the queen might go to e3, knight to d4, and we will simply have a very big attack. And actually,
I just want to point out one thing that Lucas van Foreest won one of our quizzes on our website, on our blog, about a year ago maybe. So he won a lot of our books. Maybe this one included, I don't know. And I should say we will have a quiz again very soon about the World Championship, where you can win something different this time around. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so black takes, castles, rook e1, and bishop e6. And, I was very much surprised because this position is still Nagy. Nagy had this very, very rare position analyzed in the book. And queen f1 is Nagy's recommendation for white. I think that this is very, stunning. For example, Nagy says here that maybe other moves are also good, but queen f1 is really nice. Next, knight d4 comes, and maybe f3, g4, and an attack for white. And do you know how the white player continued after queen c8, knight d4, f3, and g4? By simply following Nagy, white has a very big attack and very big advantage as well.
Okay, people, they can check the game with their computer themselves, but you can just quickly go through the moves till the end. Just play them slowly.
Yes.
Meanwhile, can you put up the cover so it looks really nice and people know what to buy?
Yes, sure. We are talking about this book.
Excellent.
And Jorden van Foreest has simply followed so far Nagy, how Nagy described the position, and now he played queen h3. Obviously, he had the idea that was played in the game, and the idea was to sacrifice a knight on g7. So, knight e2, queen a6, king to b1, b3, and now rook to b5. Computer gives us best the move knight to e8 in this position. And obviously after knight to e8, white has a big attack. We will see how. Now already knight takes d7 was strong, but the white player first played bishop e3, maybe with the idea to put the bishop to d4 and increase the pressure, maybe with g5 and so on. And after d5, now the sacrifice is absolutely winning for white. Maybe it was the last chance for black to play knight to e8, but I don't think that.
Yes, congratulations, your position is.
Yeah, and knight to d4, bishop to d4 is very strong. So the game didn't last long. This was the idea of white. Now knight to d4, very strong move. Takes.
Collapse.
And here black resigned. So I think that by simply following the Negi, white won against a great legend of our game. I don't think that he did something. I mean,
well, he took over when he had to,
yeah,
so I don't want to
course.
belittle his achievement here. But certainly it's a good idea to be well prepared.
Yeah, and I was very surprised that Negi covered actually this position, which was very rare.
Well, Queen F1 is a lovely move. Let's see what I got.
Okay.
And here we have, again, for the Foreest against Sokolov. This time it's game 4. We should maybe mention that Sokolov managed to win the match, 3.5, 2.5. He won all his white games and held the last game with black. He could maybe have won it as well. I thought his position looked good. Okay, so here we have the Kyle card. And if we go to move 3, e5, c5, and we can see here that Nikos is operating the board, not me, because there's a little lag. So here white takes on c5. There. Okay, I would have taken on c5 on move 4, but anyway, this is the move order. We got to this position, and I think this time he didn't read our book. So a3 is the right move. Yeah, and I should say, probably people already noticed that that John is the main author of this book, but Andrew and I, we helped as well. Andrew helped especially a lot on the King's Gambit, but I helped a lot on this book. And I really helped a lot on the Quality Chess Puzzle book, where I did the first 85 to 90% of the work. And then John finished it, including adding his own words. The name on the cover basically means this is the guy who is responsible for it, who's saying these are my point of view, but he's allowed to have help because we want to make good books. We don't want to excel at doing something on our own. So anyway, if we move forward a few moves. So must take, b4 there, and here we go bishop b2, and we say bishop d3 could transpose, knight e7, and here comes actually the thing. Bishop b2 is a better move order. He castled. The main reason why it's a better move order comes in the game, where black has an extra option, which he played. He plays a5. And now he gets into the game because he has a problems with space with his pieces. But here, a5, b5, knight d4, move forward. He actually gets the pieces into the game. And we can move forward a little bit. Knight g6, bishop b2, queen g5, and here already I think black's fine. But Van Foreest here have to find his own moves. I'm not even sure he checked John's book, and if he did, he didn't do it very carefully. Here, if you play g3, then h5, then black probably has quite good play. So he takes a very rational decision, which is queen g3. I really like this decision. And black exchanges the queens. And I think in this position, if Sokolov had played something like bishop d7, maybe a4, maybe not, I'm not sure. But bishop d7, king e7, rook hc8, simple moves. We have to avoid a4, bishop a3 check. But a4 can normally be replied with bishop c5. So if he has played like that, I think he equalized. But I think the plan he played felt very natural, but it turned out to be bad. And you can show the next few moves, and I'll show you why it's bad. So there, and white just develops, and take, and g3. And here he should already retreat with the rook to maybe h6, maybe h8, I don't know.
Yes, because
or h6. Okay, rook g4 threatens support, king f1, normal move, bishop d7, king e2, and a4, and now already the rook on g4 is almost trapped. Here comes some very lovely moves. So rook h1, king e7, black plays like as if he has no problems. It's possible, yeah, rook h5 is a very lovely move, but it's possible also knight f1 was very strong at some point. The idea f4, king f3.
You want to protect g3?
Yeah, I want to protect the pawn, play f4 and king f3 and trap the rook. But Van Foreest, he did it with rook h5. Van der Foreest. Is his name Van Foreest or Van der Foreest? I always get confused. It's Van Foreest, yeah? So rook h5, and the main point of this move is simply that the rook on g4 is out of squares. And then the computer comes with all kind of silly ideas like try rook f4. I said, if we're going to take it, we're not going to take it, so very soon the rook will be just hanging on f4, or try rook d4. And when you don't take it but play rook c1, it's like, oh yeah, take on d3. And he probably should try rook d4, but I prefer white. So he played f5. After this, he's in trouble. And here you can give the moves quite quickly, and people can check it themselves. I sort of said what I wanted to say. It's a lovely combination here. And the king is simply in trouble. It's taking on b7 is a threat. And a few more moves is played, and yeah, he didn't play king d5, of course he resigned, simply because take a few times, check, and take on b4. So okay, I think we've bored people enough here. And should we call that first edition well succeeded?
Yeah.
You have anything to add?
No.
So when I push my guilty conscience and push the other cover up?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so John and I currently working on this, and there's still more to do. And I have to say, when I say John and I have to say that you're doing at least as much work on these books as I am, and probably as much as John is. So I don't want in any way to belittle anyone. When it says John on the cover, generally from our books, it means that everyone who could help have helped. So let's call that a wrap.
Yeah, and I promise that the setup and everything will be better in the future, and the videos will be a more pleasant experience for our viewers.
The viewers now.
The viewers, yes, of course.
Yeah, but I should just say that we're trying to make this stuff work. But we spent like 3-4 hours. Well, you did, and I was laughing in the background.
Yeah.
3,000 miles away or whatever, to try and set it up. And this is the result. Imagine what we could do with 100 hours. Can you find 100 hours until next Monday?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
We will be back with more stuff.
Bye-bye.